well.
Let's discuss some basic karpas halachos. We're not learning per se all of the halachos in depth, just some basic crash course halachos. And when we learn karpas in the future more in depth, so then we will get a better understanding. This is just very, very brief. And also, all the recordings on karpas are on rabbiblind.com in the Mishna Berura section, anyways, in Siman Taf Ayin Gimel, 473. After kiddush, before the actual meal, we do something unique. We take a vegetable and we dip it in salt water. There's actually a whole discussion if it's salt water. Some use vinegar, and we eat it. It's called karpas. What is the source of karpas? Where does it come from? It's Mishna and Maseches Pesachim and Kuf Yud Amud Aleph. I invite you to learn the sugyas there. I'll give you the het there, and you can learn the Gemara. The Gemara over there also discusses that on the Amud Beis. And the Gemara provides the reason why we do karpas in order that it'll be recognizable, something different for the children. There's many explanations in terms of how to explain this Gemara. Many, many, many explanations. I just like keeping it simple with Rashi. But before that, there's a very interesting Shulchan Aruch Harav. In Siman Taf Ayin Gimel, in Os Tesvav, he says that if someone is having the Seder by himself, and there's no children there, he should still dip the vegetable in the salt water and eat it, since the rabbis, they didn't differentiate whether you have a Seder with someone else or not. Even if the reason doesn't apply, you still do karpas. Rashi explains that we usually don't eat vegetables before our meals. The children are going to pick up on this change. I'm going to say, what is going on over here? Why are we eating vegetables before the meal? The Mishna Berura explains, this is the Mishna Berura again in Taf Ayin Gimel, Sifkat and Nun Hey, that when one recites the beracha before eating karpas, very important halacha, he should intend and have in mind that the beracha is going to exempt and cover the maror that he's going to be eating later on in the Seder. And one should intend for this beracha to exempt the maror. This is also why one should have less than a kezayis, the size of an olive, because if he would have more than a kezayis, he would need to recite a beracha achrona, which would prevent this beracha from being able to work for the maror later on. What is karpas? What type of vegetable should we use? The answer to this question actually is not simple. If you look at the Mishnah over there in Pesachim, Mishnah doesn't talk about a specific type of vegetable. The Gemara over there also doesn't mention a specific type of vegetable. In fact, even the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch don't mention which type of vegetable karpas is. Take a look at the Rambam, Halachos Chametz Umatzah Perches, as well as the Shulchan Aruch and Taf Ayin Gimel Sif Daled. According to the Aruch, one of the great Rishonim, in the Erech Karpas, quoting the Yerushalmi Mesech Shviyas Perek Tes Halacha Aleph, Karpas is pitroslin nunun. I have no clue what that is. According to the Maharil, Karpas is ivuch or ifach. This is in the Seder Haggadah as well as in the Shalosh Tshuva Siman Peiches. Chassam Sofer explains that his Rebbe, Rabbi Nassan Adler, toiled to understand what vegetable the Maharil was referring to and discovered that it was actually celery. The Machasis HaShekel, in Siman Taf Ayin Gimel, Sif Daled, as well as many others, hold that karpas is celery. According to the Chai Adam, it's parsley. Chafetz Chaim and the Brisker Rav ate potatoes because they lived in Eastern Europe and nothing else was available. That's one explanation. Maker Hadin, from the letter of the law, it's permissible to eat anything. Potatoes, radish, carrots, bananas for karpas. Vegetable. According to the Ritva, it has to be bitter. A bitter vegetable. According to that, you wouldn't recline. A whole discussion of itself. This is just a brief idea. I always joke. I say, you see, potatoes are a vegetable. You say adama and you can use it for karpas. So I'm eating my vegetable. I have potatoes. I have my French fry. I'm eating my vegetables. I'm covered. That's just my joke. There was a story about the Hasidim that joined Rabbi Yitzchak Vorka for the Seder. And it came time for karpas. And they put out a plate of potatoes on the table. The Rebbe took a little potato for karpas. One of the Hasidim reached over and grabbed the biggest potato on the plate before any of the other Hasidim were able to take. The Rebbe looked at him and said, how could a person call himself a bein chorin, a free person, when he's still an eved, he's still enslaved to a simple potato? Oh, the Rebbe got him good. When the Rebbe is due, when the Rebbe is due, when the Rebbe... That is the brief halachos of karpas. Any questions on that?
I have questions on the other.
Yeah, I ask it. What is it?
Okay, you still recording? It's okay?
Should I pull it? Yeah, but why not? Yeah, put the questions on.
Okay, so first of all, how does specifically the vav show recites? Now I understand rachats be'ana rachits that we believe emuna Hashem,
Yeah.
but why dafka vav?
Yeah, well, it's because it's connecting the kedusha, and then we realize that everything that we do is holy, even the small things, and it connects it all.
So the vav is connecting to the kadesh. We're saying
Yeah,
that in other words that urchats that through the kedusha, I guess what we do, the mitzvahs that we do, the little things that shows our belief in the Ribbon Shalom. The Rav is saying.
correct.
Okay.
And that our things matter. Yeah.
And what was the mice again with the Rebbe again? How did it play out?
With the Vorka Rebbe.
Yeah, no, with the, just you just said with the
Yeah,
potato.
he was saying that the chassid he grabbed a big potato before any of the other chassidim. So he said, how could a person call himself free, which is what all the Seder is about, when he's still enslaved to a simple potato?
Uh, okay.
It's good chap. I love that story.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more.